Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on multiplication of surds. A special puzzle to warm up the brain cells is on the next slide. The answer will be given at the end. Enjoy. What is the meaning of the following? Good luck with it and see how you go. When multiplying surds, we just use the basic rules mentioned in earlier videos. And here are some examples. The square root of 2 times the square root of 3 equals the square root of 6. 2 3s are 6. The square root of 5 times the square root of 5, that's the same as the square root of 25, which is 5. 2 the square root of 3 by 4 the square root of 5. 2 4s are 8. 3 5s are 15. 8 the square root of 15. 3 the square root of 2 by 5 the square root of 2. 15 the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is 2. 15 times 2 is 30. The square root of 3 outside of the square root of 5 plus the square root of 7. That's the square root of 3 by the square root of 5 plus the square root of 3 by the square root of 7. That's the square root of 15 plus the square root of 21. The above terms cannot be added together because they are unlike terms. The square root of 5 outside of the square root of 10 minus the square root of 8. That's the square root of 50 minus the square root of 40. To simplify the square root of 50 is that. To simplify the square root of 40 is that. Square root of 25 is 5, so it's 5 the square root of 2. The square root of 4 is 2, so 2 the square root of 10. So the answer is 5 the square root of 2 minus 2 the square root of 10. When removing brackets involving surds, the same rules that are used in algebra are applicable. So when you have two terms inside the brackets and you're squaring them, if you remember from earlier videos, the first squared, the second squared, twice their product. So here is the first term squared, here is the second term squared, twice their product. The square root of 2 all squared is 2. 3 squared is 9, and this part works out as 6 the square root of 2. When you simplify that line, 11 plus 6 the square root of 2. Square root of 7 minus the square root of 5 all squared. First term squared, second term squared, minus twice their product. So the square root of 7 all squared is 7. The square root of 5 all squared is 5. 7 5s are 35, so it's 2 the square root of 35. So that's 12 minus 2 the square root of 35. 5 the square root of 3 plus 4 the square root of 2 all squared. There's the first squared. There's the second squared. And that's twice their product. So that's 25 by the square root of 9 for the first squared. That's 16 the square root of 4 for the second squared. And that's 40 the square root of 6. That's twice their product. The square root of 9 is 3, so it's 25 times 3. The square root of 4 is 2, so it's 16 times 2, and that's 40 the square root of 6. So that's 75, that's 32, and that's 40 the square root of 6. 75 plus 32 is 107, plus 40 the square root of 6. Here's a quick quiz to help you. Please check through the video at any time. The answer to the puzzle. What is the meaning of the following? Split personality. Very interesting, isn't it? Here are the answers to the quick quiz, and the video is at your disposal. If you found this video useful, please subscribe on the next slide. You will receive a notification when the next video is available. Please share with your friends. Hope to see you next lesson.